we are on our path through the 100 days until the November election, which the Democratic convention starts tonight.
Well,
And we just pray for peace and, just intention and watchfulness. Um,
yeah,
that's what we're in right now. And
attentiveness.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in this chapter on attentiveness and watchfulness, Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, who wrote this book that we've been using, The Path of the Just.
Our man. He's our man.
Yep. Mesilat Yesharim. One of the things he says, it's important to know what your barriers are, right?
We love the dude.
It's important to know what the stumbling blocks are.
Yep.
And he says one of the stumbling blocks is
examine yourself and figure it out.
Self-delusion.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Where you can create your own fictions. You can tell yourself a story and begin to believe it, even if it's not reality. And that self-delusion cannot lead to anything good. So it's really important in this watchfulness. And
we have non-theoretical wisdom on this.
Yeah, this is really an important one because, sometimes you have to tell your own story, and it's not always the right story.
Right.
And
you got to be willing to look at it and change your ways if you need to change your ways.
You got to be willing to
examine your deeds.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're in the 7 weeks of consolation, we call them. We have
two.
After Tisha B'Av, we have 7 haftarot of consolation, and
from Isaiah.
From Isaiah, each one. I'm deep into these messages, and we're into the 2nd week now. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to read 2 weeks. I'm going to read the first 2 weeks. I've been working on these. Okay. They're from I published them in my first book. Is it? Yeah. Espaklaria is a mirror, sometimes cloudy, sometimes clear.
That's the point too.
There you go.
It? Sometimes it's
hello.
You allow how you see yourself to become cloudy. You don't tell the truth about it.
There you go, baby.
And that keeps you from the holy path.
And the Ramchal, our man, Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, he makes a point of make the distinction between what's true, what's not true. Don't be confused by those things. And if you don't have that basic substratum of this is the truth, this is not the truth, that you could be convinced it's what's untrue is true, or they might try to convince you what's true is untrue.
Right.
You got to be connected. You got to be living down in your feet. Consolation 1. Here's the first week from our beloved Isaiah. Comfort and be comforted. Nachamu, nachamu. Listen, intention to offer and serve, wilderness a plain, every valley a high place. All flesh see together, grass and flowers speak to the mountains. Lift up your voice from low places. Foundations know and hear, lift up your eyes, plant your feet. Give yourself a name. Give everything a name. 2nd week of consolation. You abandoned me. You've forgotten me. A mother does not forget her child. You came out of my womb. I could not forget you. Engrave psalms on your hands. Build me into a fence. Whatever pursues will depart. Lift up your eyes, alive. Clothe yourself with ornaments. Your narrows too small for you. Be a bride. Oh man, Isaiah.
Yeah. And remember that
it's a love day.
Yeah, today's Tu B'Av.
Forgot about that.
The full moon of Av was last night, and today is Tu B'Av, Jimmy.
Did I forget to tell you I love you?
Today is, we call it the Jewish Valentine's Day.
Not really, we don't call it that.
Well, I've heard
we call it Tu B'Av.
Tu B'Av, right, Tu B'Av, the love day.
That's what we call it.
Yeah. So, what are some of the teachings around tuba? I don't even really know. Just that you.
I think originally it was taken from when the women were celebrating the harvest of the grape,
Mm.
you know,
Oh.
and dancing and
Mm.
celebrating the harvest of the grape. I think that's where it comes from.
It's a day to meet your sweetheart.
Yeah, you meet your sweetheart.
Oh.
Go out and dance under the moon.
You know, that's the story
It's
that
a
my
full
grandfather
moon.
always told about my grandmother.
Yeah.
Right? He found her at the well.
Yeah. Where in Padova or someplace, right?
Trauma.
Come on. You got to
Trauma.
those Italiano roots,
I
baby.
know.
You cook like it.
It's so weird.
You make the perfect sauce.
I know it's so weird. We thought we were like pure Spanish and then Turkish and Greek, and turns out the DNA says we're Italian.
A lot of Italian.
A lot of Italian.
We had the privilege of reading my poetry and singing our songs.
Beautiful bookstore.
In a bookstore yesterday. What a privilege that was.
Surrounded by so much Judaica.
Wonderful
because
books.
They came across a collection of Judaica.
You got to go there.
Powerful Judaica.
I'll go there and teach from the stacks.
I'll look for this book there.
They got some serious stuff.
Mm.
And I was able to grab my man James Joyce off the shelf. Wow, it was delicious. It was like a dream. And a first edition of the fifth rewrite of Leaves of Grass. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a privately owned bookstore.
Published in 1871.
On Grand.
Oh my goodness.
Called Dunaway Books, owned by CRC members.
Go.
It's a wonderful
Get
bookstore.
thee over there. Call me and I'll meet you there. And I'll show you what they got.
It's a beautiful bookstore.
What else,
Well, I think Tu B'Av is huge.
Tu B'Av.
And maybe the fact that, I don't know, maybe it's a good sign for things.
Yeah.
This full moon of Av.
I'm going to sing a song then.
Okay.
I guess I should sing. I feel the necessity to sing a love song.
Oh, love song would be good. Yeah. And I think that's also the secret to love, is being able to tell the truth. To Luzzato's point, there's no room for self-deception. And the most important gift you can give to your sweetheart is to know yourself. To know yourself so that you can really help them know you.
Kabbalistic love song. I read the poem, by the way, that it comes from. Maybe I'll sing one verse and read the poem and we'll be out.
Okay.
For the day.
Sounds good.
What do you think?
Perfect. Call your queen. Call your bride.
I don't have any voice. All right, let me read the poem. This is a great poem. I love it. Susie was there on its origin. It explains the Kabbalistic and the bucolic background to this very holy Kabbalistic poem of the greeting the bride. Jewish prayer for St. Francis and the bride, or the sophisticated Sabbath bride.
Here we are.
She arrives on Friday evening as if for a wedding, dressed in white, the jewels, the costuming. Where did she get that dress? When we see her, we sing her a wedding song as the sun makes its way home in the west. We dress nicely for her. It's a wedding. White wool, cool in the summer, warm in the winter. Wool holds the body heat. Wool made from sheep. Could be made from rabbits, I suppose, Angora or cashmere, made from goats. You might make wool from any furry creature. Wool from sheep. Sheep's wool has scales that overlap like shingles on a roof. Not wool from sheep produced from meat. That's more coarse. But merino wool, nice, fine. Moths love it. irreverent to describe the mystical bride this way. It's just, I am seeing her as I speak, and she is sophisticated, and the wool is fine, fine, super fine.
Mm.
Once we sat looking at the mountains where walked the saints and mystics of Assisi, Francesco and his comrades. We sat with new friends in a grove of olive trees from which fine olive oil is made. The mistress of the olive grove pointed up toward the ridge of the mountains where San Francesco walked and said, "Sometimes I sit here and I imagine I see him up there. St. Francis, San Francesco. Is that crazy?" "No," I said, and I told her the story of the Sabbath Queen and how we welcome her every Friday night. We all stand and turn to the door and bow in the last verse of the wedding song that sings her to her beloved.
Mm.
We bow to the door. Do we imagine her? Yes! That is always the point. "What is it about San Francesco?" she sighed. "Nothing. What San Francesco had was nothing. And it's the quality everybody wants. His power was the power of nothing. Wool. The bride is wearing wool. Wool is clean, white, long, fine, free of defects. That alone would be worthy of a proper welcome, especially from someone like James Joyce or Dylan Thomas or Sylvia Plath, who wrote poetry and wore wool, scratchy, smelling of tobacco. None of them would think that the whole Sabbath bride imagery was a lot of hooey, I guarantee it. I'm distracted with yearning, waiting. The sun is skating down her dress, the last of its rays. She is looking for us. It's time to welcome her. Come, my beloved, let us greet the bride. Forget about what she's wearing. Sing the wedding poem. L'chadu di likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabala. Here she comes, the bride. Check out the wool. It's fine, white, fine, fine, super fine. Can't make out the details, only this. God, come looking for God.
Ooh. Perfect tuba of poem. Perfect.
There you go.
We hope everybody has a good day as we are on this path to November, counting down the 100 days
Yeah.
with learning.
Hi, Margie.
Have a great
Hi,
day.
Diane.
Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank
Ciao.
you.